What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm your co-host, Donovan Quick, and today we're going to be addressing the entire offensive line from right to left. If you guys haven't, I put a posted a Terron Armstead video in the description below. I posted it this morning. It goes into detail about what we should do with him, with his injuries and everything. So make sure y'all go watch that video. Very important video. Into this one. The offensive line gave up the most pressures, gave up the most sacks that they have the entire season. And we really got to ask ourselves why, because they didn't really blitz. They didn't really do anything too special, but they just manhandled us, to be quite frank. So the main reason for this is we were without Terron Armstead and we were without Connor Williams. Connor Williams the entire game, without Terron Armstead for the most of the second half, or all of the second half, part of the second quarter. I can talk. Yeah. So we lost him towards the end of the second quarter. Missed the entire second half. Had Kendall Lamb there. Now Kendall Lamb, the first two games looked absolutely fantastic for a backup left tackle. He performed admirably, and there actually was one game where he was our highest rated offensive lineman per PFF. So he is a really good backup. However, part of the reason he didn't really play to his standard in this game is because Terron Armstead had all of the reps at left tackle in practice. When you are not in sync with your team, like Terron Armstead came in fully healthy. This knee injury is not anything new, or is something new. It's not anything that he was dealing with before. So he came into this game, he received almost none of the reps at left tackle. It was all Terron Armstead. And so when you're not practicing with your guys constantly, you get out of sync, and that played a part into why he wasn't doing that well. Now, that's not an excuse, because he did play pretty well. We just got beat. Like, there was a couple of plays that maybe, okay, Terron Armstead would have done something differently, and we would have been able to make this play, like the batted ball that Tua had on a 3rd and short. Like, that's maybe a play that Terron Armstead, he doesn't allow him to get the hands up because he just does a good job at keeping him inside. Maybe that's a play. Now Isaiah Wynn played pretty well this game. Have no real complaints about him. Our center, Liam Eichenberg, replacing Connor Williams. Now, if you guys noticed something that I noticed, and I watched the game a couple of times, but I've noticed it the first time watching it live, is that we didn't run a lot of motions like we normally do. And I think a reason for that is, and Omar Kelly kind of pointed out this particular thing, is the velocity of Liam Eichenberg's snaps is not that of Connor Williams. So now Omar didn't put 2 and 2 together, but I did. With the velocity of the snaps, their timing and their motions and their routes are not complete. They're not in sync. And, there was, the announcers talked about one of the low snaps. Okay, the low snap disrupted the timing of a run play that we had and ended up getting stuffed after like 1 yard. That is something that the velocity of a snap can do, not only it being low, but the velocity of it, like how fast it gets to Tua, so he can, go and make the play. If it gets to him there a half a second later, 0.1, 0.2 seconds later than it would with Connor Williams. Also, Liam Eichenberg, not used to center. Like, this is his first time ever playing center truly. Like, he played a little bit last week, and he had some practice reps at it, but he hasn't truly gotten into a real full game at center. Connor Williams at least has a full season behind him in how fast you're able to snap the ball and get into your block. Liam, not as fast with that as Connor is. Connor, I think he's a top 3 rated center in the entire league. There's a reason for that. He's able. Now, his snaps, we give him shit for his snaps all the time. I do it. You guys do it. Everybody does it. He has high snaps. He has low snaps. But the one thing that they at least have is they have the sync. They have everything together. So when Tyreek's on his motion, Tua gets the ball perfectly. Everything is all in sync and all works perfectly. It threw the timing off a little bit. Now, once again, I'm not saying that this is an excuse. It's not an excuse. Our defense played like absolute shit. That's another video. It's just not an excuse. It's just a reason like 30 out of 50. But it's the little things that, you know, we're not able to do that. Now, another thing is that, okay, why were our guys able to get beat? Austin Jackson, Robert Hunt, they've been doing well all year long. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. Mike McDaniel admitted it. He abandoned the run too soon. When you abandon the run too soon like he did, you get into pass-heavy situations, and the defense knows you're playing the pass. They have 3 high safeties. They have 4 middle linebackers. They rush 3. They're able to blitz on certain times that you can't pick up. You know, Tua, he's like, you know, typically that they show you something and they're going to play in this. They didn't show him it. They're like, oh, okay. You think you know what we're gonna do? We'll show you don't. And there was times that the blitz just wasn't picked up. They didn't really do that too much. But when you get into a pass-heavy situation, these are coverage sacks as well. Like, it just is what it is. I mean, they had guys everywhere. Everywhere. I think when you drop back that many guys, you're not going to have anything. It just is what it is. Right? So, going further, like, Mike McDaniel just needs to be better at play calling. It just is what it is. Now, he knew that from last year. He made the adjustments to this year, but he abandoned it too quick. He's like, he decided, okay, we're getting into a shootout, and Sean McDermott said, nah, not today. Is what it is. Make sure y'all stay tuned. I have videos dropping either later today or tomorrow about our defense. I'm pretty sure it's going to drop later today. So, yeah, keep an eye out for those. But yeah. Offensive line, not as bad as everybody thought it was. Not as good as everybody expected it to be. Y'all have a good one. Deuces.